We're here at Preview Night during Quilt Festival in Cincinnati, and I'm standing in an exhibit that is making its debut here at the show. This exhibit, titled Celebrate Spring, debuts every spring, and basically that is the common theme. Quilts that celebrate the season of spring. I thought this was a great quilt to start on because if you zoom in to the more detailed part of the quilt, you'll see a group of women dancing around the maypole. This is a quilt called Rites of Spring by Linda Schmidt, and she's used hand and machine quilting and silk ribbon embroidery. The quilting on this is actually really gorgeous. She's clearly used a metallic thread. It's got a really nice sheen to it. Very springy. Moving along, you'll see a few of the other quilts in the exhibit, but we're going to make our way over here to this lovely lady. This quilt is called Leap Forward at Age 60. The artist is Naoko of Japan, and she has constructed this woman entirely out of yo-yos. So let me zoom in and give you a look. It's actually really adorable, and her color choice is very fun and springy and happy. See a few of the other quilts here in this year's Celebrate Spring exhibit. This is another really interesting and very large quilt. This is called Summer Morning. It's also by a Japanese artist. Her name is Aiko Kawata. And she has used hand and machine piecing and hand applique and hand quilting to create her piece. She's some really gorgeous fabrics in this piece, and that's what really stands out when you see it from a distance. But I will give you a close-up look. Several bird quilts in this exhibit. This adorable quilt is called Sure Signs of Spring by Victoria Gray. She's from British Columbia. And it is hand appliqued and hand embroidered and painted and machine quilted. And Victoria says that by the time she gets to March each year, she is surely ready for the spring. And these little guys kind of signal that that time is here. A few additional quilts with birds and flowers. This is a quilt called Windswept by Busby. It's all raw edge applique and painting. And if I zoom in here for you, you'll see where some of the painting comes into play. She's created a lot of contour and texture in the quilt. It's a really gorgeous piece. And that's a quilt called Who, Me by Ruth Powers. Too cute, especially if you're a dog lover. And I'm going to end on this beautiful quilt called Evening Gardening by Marianne Williamson of Miami, Florida. This quilt is entirely thread painting, and raw edge applique. And it's a quilt that, when viewed from afar, has a very different visual impact than when you zoom in and see the actual stitching, or thread painting, if you will. It's really gorgeous. Oh, show you some of the leaf detail in the bottom. So that is a brief look at this year's Celebrate Spring exhibit. The exhibit will also be on display at our shows in Chicago, Long Beach, and Houston. So we hope you're able to make it here to see us, but if not, maybe you can check it out in one of those cities.